quite funny. We're staying, what, 100 metres from a whiskey shop there. The co-op has a surprisingly good whiskey selection. And then right there, you've got Bowmore Distillery. And so you walk out your house and you get the smell of wash. Now before we head over to Caol Ila, we're going to be going and having brunch at the Harbour Inn, which Joe's happy about. So Sunday, day 3, and we're on our way over to Caol Ila. Again, that's the northeastern side of the island, over by Portascaig, in Portascaig. It's going to be good. Yeah. I'm doing the cask strength tour. I think it is actually a tour. I was thinking it's both Lagavulin and Bunnahabhain so far. I've gone for the tasting experiences, but it'll be nice to actually see how they're doing it in Caol Ila since it's the biggest one here. I get the impression it's a little bit more industrialised. And here we are at Caol Ila. When we first got here, it was absolutely chucking it down, and now it's eased up. And again, you've got an amazing view over the Strait of Islay, over to Jura. We've already been into the visitor centre, taking a refuge from the rain, and had a lovely warm reception. Just waiting for a couple of other people to turn up, and then I'm doing the cask strength tour, which will be great fun. There are a few distillery exclusive bottlings and facial bottlings here, which I'm really looking forward to trying. I may end up picking a few off. Just behind me you can see the stills room, and it's quite an industrial looking distillery really. But then it being the largest distillery on Islay and supporting Johnnie Walker with the huge volumes that it does, you can kind of understand why. Cracking views.
Yeah, so a quick look around the distillery, and then we'll head to our tasting room. So basically, less time in production side, more time we can spend enjoying and talking about whiskey.
Our tour guide Justina took us for a quick look around the distillery before going over to the warehouse. Unfortunately, Caol Ila has restrictions on the use of electronics, so no footage of inside the distillery, but I've put together some digital paintings to share with you instead. Another Diageo-owned facility, Caol Ila is focused on producing the peated spirit for use in Johnnie Walker blends. It wasn't until 2002 that a single malt range was introduced. Knocked down and rebuilt early in the 1970s, the distillery is now the largest on Islay twofold. The purpose-built facility is a stark contrast to the converted farmhouses commonly seen nowadays. Equipped with a large 13-ton full-lauter mash tun, 8 wooden and 2 stainless steel washbacks, they've been running up to 26 mashes per week to achieve a total annual capacity of 6.5 million litres of spirit. The 3 pairs of stills are laid out in line in an impressive glass-fronted hall overlooking the Strait of Islay. Following our quick tour, we made our way over to the warehouse. Once a cooperage, this room had now been converted to a nice tasting room to sit and appreciate the fruit of their labours.
Okay, so yeah, have a wee look around, then you're ready, grab a seat. I promise you a blanket, I have one. 5 whiskies, then obviously all cask strength, because it's a cask strength experience. And 2 of these whiskies will be from the bottle and 3 of them from the cask, and also the one from the cask, flavour from the cask, but it's more chance for spirit to come through. And because our spirit is a shame, I don't have any new make spirit. We need to organise. Our new make spirit is very smooth, it's strong, it's about 70% of alcohol, but it's so smooth and it's very sweet as well. It's actually very easy to drink. Walk away. So what do you think? What your thoughts? Because well, yourself, you tried unpeated before. For you, it's the first time probably trying unpeated style of Caol Ila. Do you miss peat here? Do you recognize Caol Ila here, or you said?
Yeah, Knockandoo. It's a Speyside.
Okay.
This unpeated, on the palate it's more peppery than a Knockandoo, but on the nose it's very floral and kind of buttery.
So there's similarities.
Yeah, there's some citrusy tones as well, which is quite similar to Knockandoo.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah. If you want, you can take pictures here. It's fine. And I will get. Or you find it here. Okay. Oh, okay. No, you find it. That's what they call devil shear. So angels have a shear, and that's a devil shear. You've done that before, yeah. Okay, thank you very much. Oh, lovely nose.
Wow.
What is lovely, isn't it? That even on the nose, you would think this strength of alcohol, 60.7, that you will smell alcohol. But I think what you smelled was that sweetness. Even in the empty jar I smell the sweetness. And almost all Caol Ila is exactly the same. Doesn't matter how strong whiskey is, but nose is identical. First of all, sweetness coming through, because our spirit is quite sweet. So yeah, 7 years old Caol Ila, quite lively. On the nose, as I said, it's quite sweet. Again, it's quite soft, but on the palate, you'll see it's quite lively. You can see it's I call it a teenager Caol Ila. So it's still kind of looking for its identity. It's still looking for its essence.
It's sprightly. You can tell it's young. It's got a little bit of punch to it. It's unrefined. It's quite bold and brash.
All over the place a bit.
Yeah. In a fun way. Quite a few different flavours, and it's spiky, it's going off in different directions. But,
because Caol Ila is famous for being very balanced and very complex, and here's like, whoa, what's happening? It's a bit there, a bit there, so it's difficult to grasp, and flavours, in one place. Lovely nose on that one. Beautiful, really sweet.
Hard to believe it's 61%.
Yeah.
It's so smooth.
Caol Ila has that. I said, all cask and unpeated ones, they're from over 60% of alcohol. And you can't smell alcohol. I can't explain. But it's a good cocktail. That's
If it's not a good cocktail, you should use a blend.
Yes. It's easier to understand either whiskey, I suppose, than you compare with
So fruity.
It's very fruity. It's very fruity, this one. Yeah. For me, for some reason, he's a bit older than 13 years old. I'll say maybe 15, 16. Just maybe there's so much body, and you yourself longer whiskey, so you will.
I'd like to try the Distillery exclusive.
Okay.
Yeah, please.
Do you know festival?
I know of it. I've never been.
You got this one with red wine, and I'm getting the rest one.
10 years old it is.
This one 10, this one 10, this one mixed ages.
And single cask.
No, it's amazing, yes. Well, it's a torture for you. I don't know, Caol Ila's nose is just something else. It's just so soft and so sweet. And it's incredible, very inviting.
Really.
And it's nice to have something different as well. With red wine, we don't have whiskies with red wine. And
it's worth picking up a bottle.
You like that? Nice.
It's a really smooth entry on the palate, and little flavours kicking in everywhere. It's really nice.
Okay, so the last one, you will have to decide which one. 23 or 31. So the both matured in sherry cask.
I'd go with the 31. Slightly
31.
Slightly higher strength than 1988.
Yeah, it's a special.
That's almost your birthday.
Exactly.
1988.
1989 he was born.
Okay. Yeah. There's not too much left now.
Might have got a lucky.
Love the color. It's Olorosa. Olorosa sherry. Very much. Oh yeah. Smell it. It's fantastic.
That can be snow actually.
It's a shame. Such a pity. My palate just don't agree with whiskies maturity. Yeah, but it's actually it's quite popular now. Maturity of peated whiskey in the sherry and that sweetness.
Smells absolutely amazing.
Just because it's old doesn't mean it's nice. Some people try it and I'm not a big fan of this one.
I haven't sipped it yet, but this is the kind of whiskey that I'll pour and I will just smell for an hour.
Yeah, and
The finish on that is incredible.
This, yeah. You see, this one even is finished in sherry. I could drink that because it has a nice aftertaste, and it doesn't dry your mouth so much as most sherry finish.
So there's a little kick going into the finish. There's a little kick of cask char and a little bit of heat, but then a wave of raisins and sultanas and all the Oloroso come back and lingers on, and so you get like a little spike of alcohol, but then it just mellows out and it's amazing.
And smoke some more dangerously as well. And what about tomorrow? Which is the
So that was an absolutely amazing tour. The tour was actually a bit of a bonus. Normally they have to kind of rush you straight into the warehouse to do the tasting, but because they're quite quiet at the moment, we got a little quick walk around. The still house was really interesting. It was a bit mad to see how they've been set up for such high volumes. For an Islay distillery, they're putting through like 6 million litres per year. It's impressive. But then this backdrop, incredible scenery, and chilling out within their old cooperage to appreciate some incredible single malt. Our tour guide was really great, sitting with her and appreciating this fine malt. It's going to be hard to beat. I think I'm a bit of a Caol Ila fanboy, but it's incredible. I think given that it is so tucked away here, it might be one that people choose to skip, people choose to miss, but they really shouldn't. It's a great place, really scenic, really lovely, and incredible whiskey.